three. 1, 2, 3.
Win!
The out. #1 ranking in school history. We would like to honor them for their hard work and dedication at this time. Our first senior, Bryson Dilworth. Our first senior transfers to SMU from Everett Community College and has appeared in 8 games with the Saints. His career high came early this season when he knocked down 3 threes and ran for 14 points in just 13 minutes of play over Lindera. Joined by his mom, Kim, his uncle Rashad, and his aunt Marie Norris, a criminal justice major from Fairbanks, Washington, #24, Bryson Dilworth. Our next senior is Josh Camper. Josh is finishing his 4th season with the Saints and has appeared in 20 total games. In his first ever game, he knocked down 2 threes against Seattle for a total of 8 points. He tallied his career high in points earlier this season, went on fire against Douglas College to the tune of 18 points. He also had 5 assists in that game, all in just 23 minutes. Joined by his mom, Jennifer, his brother, Jacob, his stepdad, Tito, a psychology major from Lakewood, California. #2 is Josh Camper. Our third senior, Shaquem Alcindor. Shaquem transferred to SMU last year and made an instant impact, scoring 14 points in just 15 minutes in the Saints debut and win over Cal State San Marcos. He continued to be a constant threat on the low block throughout the season. His career week came in the Alaska trip last year when he scored 42 points in just 38 minutes of action. Between the 2 games, he grabbed 11 total rebounds. In his time at SMU, he has scored 453 total points and 234 rebounds. Joined by his mom, Ida, his mom's boyfriend, Ivor, grandma, Gretel, and Aunt Nolene, a communications major from St. Croix, Virgin Islands, #32, is Shaquem Alcindor. Our next senior is Nathaniel Stokes. Nathaniel transferred to St. Martin's last year and played in nearly every game since. His career high in points came last year in a win on the road at Simon Fraser, where he scored 17 points. In his time with the Saints, he has scored 233 points and 179 rebounds. This year, he was an academic all-GNAC selection, joined by his mom, Anna, his dad, Carl, his brothers, Anthony and Jason, his uncle, Tyrone, his grandma, Georgiana, and his cousins, Natalia and Marcelo. A business major from Tacoma, Washington, #3, Nathaniel Stokes. Our 5th senior is Marcus Lenker. Marcus has been here 5 years and has played 85 total games. His career high in points came on February 1st, 2020 with a 19-point outburst against Alaska. This year he has scored in double figures 3 times, with the high being 14 points against Everett State. In total, he has 217 points, 137 rebounds, 43 pointers, 34 assists, and 23 steals in his collegiate career. This year, he also became the 5th ever GNAC men's basketball player to become a 4-time all-academic selection. Joined by his dad, Michael, his mom, Michelle, and his girlfriend, Megan, getting his master's in engineering from Postgame, Washington, #10 is Marcus Lenker. Our 6th senior is Kyle Greeley. Kyle will graduate as one of the most prolific scorers in St. Martin's history. His first ever game with the Saints scored 19 points versus Holy Names, and he has scored in double figures nearly every game since. His career high and his first GNAC Player of the Week honor came in early January of this year when he scored 31 points in the win over Western Washington. He has been a 2-time all-GNAC selection, and his current SMU numbers stand at 1,236 career points, 344 rebounds, 131 assists, and 76 steals. Early watch list, making him as one of the top 100 small college basketball players in the country. He's also a two-time academic All-GNAC selection, joined by his mom, Kirsten, his dad, John, his stepmom, Aaron, his stepdad, Jeff, his grandpa, John, his brother, Caleb, and his sister, Andrea, his brother-in-law, Jason, and his girlfriend, Kylie, getting his master's in business administration. From Salem, Oregon, number 5 is Kyle Brady. Our 6th and final senior is Pike Thompson. Pike is finishing his 5th season as a Saint. In his first appearance at SMU, he totaled 20 points in 37 minutes of action against Seattle U. His career high scoring night came last season on the road at Northwest Nazarene, where he put up 25 total points in the win. Earlier this year, he passed the 1,000 career collegiate points and over 500 collegiate rebounds. In a St. Martin's uniform, he has scored 887 career points, grabbed 493 rebounds, and 202 assists, 85 steals, and 39 blocks. He's also a 3-time All-Academic GNAC selection, and last year he was 2nd-team All-GNAC selection. Joined by his mom, Bridget, his brother, Brody, his sister, Brinkley, and Tabby, an education major with an endorsement in physical education from Salem, Oregon, number 1, Pike Thompson. Everybody squeeze in. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, let's hear it for your 2023 St. Martin's basketball senior class. After we clear the floor, we'll have 4 more minutes of additional warm-up, and then we'll get this game started.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in to Marcus Pavilion for the final home game for the St. Martin's men's basketball team. It has been a turbulent season, a red-hot start, a #1 ranking, the first ever in school history. But as of late, the last few weeks, turbulence has been in the airwaves. However, tonight, the Saints can send home 7 highly decorated seniors with a win. A matchup with Alaska Fairbanks coming right up on the Saints Digital Network.
Junior. A 6'4" junior, number 12, Trey Anderson. A 6'7" senior, number 22, Nick Hopkins. And a 6'3" senior, number 23, DeMarcus Hall Scriven. Drew Hickman, your head coach, assisted by Milo Griffin.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is a matchup between the St. Martin Saints and the Alaska Fairbanks Nanuks. Let's go over the starting lineups brought to you by Forelli's Pizza. For Alaska Fairbanks, it's Abdullahi Mohammed, Jason B. Real Jr., Trey Anderson, Nick Hopkins, and DeMarcus Hall Scriven. On the other side, it's a veteran-heavy lineup in Tyke Thompson, Kyle Greeley, Jaden Nielsen Skinner, Marcel Stevens, and Shaquem the Dream Alcindor. My name's Scott Gladstone. Excited to have you for the ride. Buckle up one more time in this 2024 season. Shaquem Alcindor wins the tip. The St. Martin Saints and the Alaska Fairbanks Nanuks are underway at 7:49 local time. Shaquem Alcindor bullies his way to one attempt, gets the rebound, and puts the second in. It's 2-0 SMU in front as they come out in a full court press. Trey Anderson brings it up. Gets it across half court, I should say. Didn't really bring it up. Received it on the other side of half court. St. Martin's on a 2-game home losing streak. That is one of the few times, if at all, that many of these seniors can say that they've lost as many games at home. Saints battling for the rebound. Here it's Muhammad that comes out of it with the ball. Offensive rebound against the Saints that has been a thing that has hurt them. In general, they usually play a zone defense, and that typically hurts zone defenses. Looking for Hopkins, can't find him successfully, and the Saints will get the ball after the turnover. What an environment it is. The highest attendance of any game this year for SMU. Tyke Thompson with it, looked at the basket, now rotating it around. Kyle Greeley. Back to Tyke Thompson, who lost it, then gets it back. Shaquem Al-Sindor missed the layup. Not layup, but a tricky shot there. Trying to get it over 6'7" Nick Hopkins. Muhammad. Now inside. Back to Muhammad. Preseason All-GNAC selection. Nice pass to find Be Real under the basket, who lays it in 2-2. Kyle Greeley will try the three, can't get it to go. Saints have been cold offensively as of late. Not this team that we saw skyrocket to the #1 ranking in the country a few weeks ago, as that is a high pass grabbed by Tyke Thompson. Thompson now, the fadeaway. Can't get it to go. Offensive rebound, Greeley. We see the Salem trio out there. That's the final time that the St. Martin's faithful is going to be treated to that as an offensive foul will be called on Shaquem Al-Sindor for a stiff arm and treating Nick Hopkins to a trip to the ground. Here's your fun fact. Every single one but one player on this, no, two players. Take it back. Two players. Everybody else transferred, came from a different college to Alaska Fairbanks. You think there's a lot of transfers on SMU? Like that guy, Portland State product Kyle Greeley. Yeah, think again. This Fairbanks squad is full of them, as near a turnover forced by Skinny. Already enough interesting stuff going on in Fairbanks. Acting head coach is Drew Hedman. The acting assistant is Milo Griffin. We have not seen Greg Sparlin, who was the head coach coming into the season, since mid-December. That was the last time he was on the bench for Alaska Fairbanks. They have not gotten it over yet. They trap it, take it away. Marcel Stevens to the bucket, flips it in. What a play. Saints coming out in the press, and that is clearly what Aaron Landon has cooked up as a foul is called. That's what he wants to try and instill to get some extra possessions, or at least some extra fire in the belly of his St. Martin's players. 2 straight home losses for the first time in many of these guys' careers. Saints do not lose a lot of games at Marcus Pavilion, especially with the crowd like what you see here. Dribbles around, now he's trapped in the corner, finds Muhammad under, count it and one. No, it's on the ground, wow. No basket, they call it on the ground. I don't even know if Muhammad knows yet. This Nanuks squad has come up with a bad rap in some extent. Part of that has been Muhammad, as he was ejected from a game at Western Washington University as part of a flurry of technical fouls that happened. Another turnover from Fairbanks as Tyke Thompson picks it off. Now gets it to Greeley. He's open, but he'll drive, stop, flip it to Thompson. Now Skinny will slow it up. Skinny will try a long three, missed it. Offensive rebound, Tyke Thompson, but he got grabbed. And Muhammad is coming up limp right now. That is the opposite of what you want to see if you're a Fairbanks fan. Kyle Greeley will try a three, missed it. Offensive rebound, Tyke Thompson. He'll go back, no we won't. He'll throw it away, grabbed by Be Real. Out to the corner, back to Be Real. Hopkins. Saints back in the zone. Very comfortable in that zone defense. The only team that's really busted it wide open, as that ball is Airmail City, Holy smokes. I am really bummed that the St. Martin's baseball team is on the road right now, because in the student section right behind that pass, they would have let the Fairbanks players know about that one. We'll take a quick break on the Saints Digital Network. First time out, St. Martin's up 6-2 with 15:56 to go in the first half. Welcome back. Jaden Nielsen-Skinner, who I'll call Skinny, will get the inbounds. Let's go over one more time. I already went over the starting lineup as a foul will be called on Muhammad. I believe that's his second. No, that's his first. The starting lineups that I did bring to you earlier, which was Muhammad, B. Real, Anderson, Hopkins, and Marcus Hall-Scriven, Tyke Thompson, Kyle Greeley, Jaden Nielsen-Skinner, who just made the shot, Marcel Stevens and Shaquem Alcindor. Oh, they said that was off the foot. Wow, okay, that was a good call, because that ball went off the lower body of Kyle Greeley. It did, but then it went towards the Saints bench, which it's impossible for him to kick it that way, the way that it went, unless he was backheeling it, which wouldn't have made sense because his whole body was moving towards the Fairbanks bench. So good job by the other ref to come over and make sure that correct call was made. Stevens will try for three. He downs the hatch. 11-2, Saints in front. Fairbanks can't get it down the floor quickly. They will eventually get it to Muhammad. A scuffed pass and taken away by Shaquem Alcindor. Out to Stevens. He stops. He pops. Fires for three. Saints out to a 14-2 run to start this contest. Marcus Pavilion loves it. Senior night. And a lot of good vibes going early. We'll be right back on the Saints Digital Network. Saints back out in a press. It's a very interesting press. Not quite man-to-man, not quite zone. It's looking man-to-man-y. But they're coming off. Their man's quick. Get it down the floor. And this is Hall-Scriven with it. Hey. B. Real almost shuffled his feet. Now that was wind. They lost it again. Stevens will slow it up. Crossover. Back to Stevens. He'll try another three. Missed it. Foul on either Shaquem Alcindor or Tyke Thompson. It is Shaquem Alcindor that gets called with it. His second foul. And Nate Stokes, another senior, will step in for him. Win with it. Win finding a nice cross-court pass. Gets all the way down there. Muhammad with it now. Muhammad trying to push off a little bit. Not getting anything. Not going anywhere. Rebound Greeley as that one is missed. Three-pointer missed. Stokes presses it out. Gets it to Greeley. Greeley tries again. Missed, and Stokes nearly got another poke out, but the rebound goes to Be Real. Johnny is out there. He's an incredible story. I'll talk about him later tonight. Originally from South Sudan, and his journey to Fairbanks, Alaska was just wild, as this ball is also wild. Gets it ahead. Tyke Thompson, slam-a-jammer! 16-2 Saints. As Be Real nearly sends that one out of bounds and gifts it to a fan in the third row. Win will get it, as the Saints have looked like the number one team and nearly take it away again. Win will pull up from the elbow too much. Didn't get anywhere close to rim. Tyke Thompson pokes it away, and now the Saints turn up court. Greeley stops. He fires. Greeley can't get it to go. Missed, and a rebound by Win. Blocked by Thompson. That was Johnny. That was blocked at the rim. Tyke Thompson will try for three. Tyke Thompson for three. 19-2, Saints in front. Up the court, Alaska continues to go. Another missed shot. You can tell the second it leaves their hands that it's not going to go in. They're rushing it. They're forcing it. And that's what happens when you have so many turnovers. Stevens wide open. Can't get it to go. Johnny the rebound. Miles Samuels will head to the scorer's table to check in for the first time tonight. 19-2. Win with the ball. Saints have suffocated the Nanuks on defense. Muhammad with it. He'll drive on Skinny. Gets it down under, and another turnover from Alaska Fairbanks. The ball is butter for them. The find in the corner. Tyke Thompson down to Stokes. Stokes out to Greeley. Greeley will try from distance. Greeley can't get it to go. And the rebound is thrown away, but luckily Be Real was there to grab it in no man's land. 19-2. A nice crossover there that nearly took the man who did it, Hall Scriven, out of his shoes. Now he gets the ball back. He'll try from three, and that one, no touches on that one. A strong rebound from Tyke Thompson, who is playing inspired tonight in his final collegiate game at his home venue. Fade away, missed it. Rebound Win. Saints haven't been red hot offensively, but the defense, this is amazing. 2 points through 9 minutes of action against a Fairbanks squad that is by no means dormant offensively. Stevens dribbling around, gets it to Thompson. He pump fakes, he drives. Oh my goodness, goes around the back. Another pass. Now Stevens pokes it out to Skinny. Saints are playing street ball out here. Skinny, who knows where he's going. He just lost the man, got him back, and then flipped it to Stevens, who goes in and out. Oh, the Saints needed a bucket on the end of that possession, because it would have been 30 seconds of fun in the highlight reel. Win will come down. Get it to Be Real. Be Real. A foul is called, and a chance to break up the scoreless run will be on the other side of this media timeout. What a start it's been. We head to the other side of a 19-2 contest when we come back from this timeout. Welcome back, 19-2 scoreline, 10-13 left to go. St. Martin's out to a 17-point lead with 10 minutes left. First free throw is made. Caden Hansen checked in. Jay-Sean Moore, Marcus Lenker, senior as well. As all the starters are on the bench now tonight. Both free throws made. And that breaks up a run of 17 straight points scored by SMU. Caden Hansen will step in. As the Saints, in a sense, get a refresh here. As Linker will pull it down. Offensive foul called on Jay-Sean Moore for an illegal screen. Saints have been scoreless in their last 2 minutes and 47 seconds after that turnover. They're still on a 17-4 run. So you take some, you lose some, you win some, you know. Win with it. This is Doman in for the first time. Muhammad tackles the man in front of him with his own shoulder. Jeez Louise. If you're a ball carrier on the football field, that is a highlight reel play. If you're the ball carrier on a basketball court, that's an offensive foul. Fouls on number 0, Muhammad. His second. Shaquem Alcindor also on 2 for the Saints. Fouls right now are 6-3, with more being called on SMU. Saints women's basketball team just got a win over Alaska Fairbanks. Jay-Sean Moore stops, gets it up, a rejection, and it goes to Stokes, who puts it up and in. What a difficult putback shot by the senior Nathaniel Stokes. 2-3 zone for the Saints. The top two are Lenker and Hansen, with Jay-Sean Moore, Nathaniel Stokes, and Miles Samuels playing part of the bottom three. Cross-court pass, Wynn will try a three. Wynn can't get it to go, as Samuels comes out of that and will lead a 3-on-2. Passes it to Jay-Sean Moore, who was not ready for that. That was too close to pass it to him, I think, because Anderson gets it, pushes it to Wynn. Back to Anderson. Nearly taken away by the Saints again. 13 turnovers in the first 11 minutes. This one put in and out, can't get it to go. 13 turnovers in 11 minutes, Jesus. Wow, I did not realize that skyrocketed that high. Now to Caden Hansen. Hansen looking for space, stepping through. A foul is called. I don't think they're calling it on Doman. Yeah, they're calling it on Anderson, who got him on the body. And Hansen will shoot some free throws. Acting head coach Drew Hedman. Sure not a fan of that. First free throw made. .22-4 scoreline right now. And that one's made as well, 23-4. Caden Hansen is in his freshman season. He has scored 9.2 points per game, grabbed 3 rebounds per game, 20 steals, 35 assists. He's my pick for freshman of the year. Three-pointer on the way for Muhammad, in and out. And I think they're going to call that on number 10, Marcus Lenker, on the box out, maybe? No, they're going to call it on Stokes under the basket. That means we're shooting the bonus when we come back on the other side of this media timeout. Saints up 23-4. First shot by Hopkins is missed. Rebound goes to Jay Sean Moore. Hopkins on the season is a 53% free throw shooter. All in all, not a bad foul to commit. Ball worked around. Tyke Thompson to Samuels. Samuels will spot up for three. Misses it. Saints both had their hands on the rebound, but it's Fairbanks that comes out of there with it. An alley-oop. What a nice play there. How about that? The throw up to Trey Anderson, who throws it down. Caden Hansen to the bucket. Wow. He almost got that to go. That would have been incredible. Instead, it comes the other way. Second chance as this ball is just shot across the field, court, whatever we are doing. And another turnover. Up ahead to Jay Sean Moore. Moore against Hopkins. He puts it up and in. Could have been a foul as well. Saints up by 19. 6:40 to go. Try a three. Not there. Rebound, Tyke Thompson. I don't want to take my eyes off this game, but I'm going to check Tyke Thompson's stat line in a moment. That's a missed layup by Miles Samuels, who was closer to the basket than he thought. Muhammad gets it up the floor. He'll stop, double teamed in the corner briefly. Hopkins will grab it and get it to win. To win. Dribbling around. And now out. Three-pointer on the way. Missed it. Fairbanks is absolutely cold from the field, and the Saints are getting a chance to turn upfield. Oh, my God. That pass found Tyke Thompson, who is going to be called for a flopping violation. That is the first flop that I've seen called all year. Muhammad will shoot the free throw. 82% from the line is Abdullahi Muhammad, and he makes the free throw. They got the rebound. So basically what happens when there's a flopping violation, they kind of let the play finish, and then they just shoot a free throw to the team that did not flop, and then they continue play as if the flop didn't happen. So the rebound was grabbed by Fairbanks, and then they give Fairbanks the ball. Muhammad with it. Again, that buttery ball kind of squirts around. Fairbanks is going to need to make a shot from distance if they want to get back in this game. Under the basket, missed shot, the putback by Muhammad. Putback slam there by Muhammad. You see the athleticism he has, the Eastern Washington transfer. Three-pointer on the way from Linker, can't get it. Offensive rebound by Jay Sean Moore. He has a guy on his back, and he'll head to the line after that one is called. First free throw by Moore is good. Second one is up and down. 27-9, Saints up by 18. Offense has kind of slowed up in the last few minutes, but the defense, well, it's been there all night, to the tune of 14 turnovers. Ball down under. Also helps that Fairbanks is shooting 20%. Muhammad Guarded closely by Lenker. That's great defense, but a better offensive play by Muhammad to put that one in. Tyke Thompson with it. They're going to call a travel on him. A little skip that the refs didn't like. .438 to go. Saints up 16 right now. Saints are 1 of 7 of their last 7 shots. They are 1 of 11 in their last 11 3-point tries. Feeling so good early, firing up a lot of shots, and that's fine when you only have allowed 2 points. Now Fairbanks has slowly started to chip away at the lead. They ended on a 1-9 run against Alaska Anchorage. This ball's batted around, another missed shot. They're 0 of 7 from 3-point land. Moore goes all the way to the bucket. Missed shot, rebound Hansen. Tyke Thompson will try from long range. Can't get it to go. This one is bounced around, but it gets to Hall Scriven, who pushes it forward to Be Real. Missed layup by Be Real. Ooh, smoked that one at the bucket. Tyke Thompson will try again. This time he misses again. Rebound Be Real. Maybe the second time there from Tyke Thompson. Might frustrate head coach Aaron Landon a little bit. Three-pointer on the way. That's the first one that has looked good as Trey Anderson hits the 3. Caden Hansen will try this side, and the Saints needed to answer with that one. Timeout, Aaron Landon, 3:17 to go. The Saints are at 30. The Nanuks are at 14. We'll take a quick break on the Saints Digital Network. I swear we will. Welcome back, 30-14. St. Martin's ahead of Alaska Fairbanks. Hall Scriven brings it up. Now Muhammad. Under the basket, Hopkins nearly lost it, got it back. Kicks it out to Muhammad. Muhammad goes to the ground, somehow keeps his dribble going. Turnaround, gets it to go. 14-point game here. Saints will be keeping an eye around the GNAC tonight, as Hopkins goes flying down, and head coach Aaron Landon immediately comes charging up the sideline asking for a flop, because he's saying you called a flop earlier. Where is it on that? If you're not calling a foul, if you're not calling a foul, you got to call a flop there. That's what Aaron Landon, I suppose, is saying. He is down on the floor right now, Hopkins is. So either he took a pop to the face there that probably should have been a foul call and wasn't, or maybe he got launched to the ground and hit his head kind of rebounding off the floor, or hurt his back kind of hitting the ground. He's up, he's okay, he's walking now. And now we're going to look at it, which without a foul, (32-16) the scoreline right now. They're reviewing the last play, which I'm trying to think how you review it when you didn't call a foul on the floor. I mean, you can, I guess. Well, let's take this time to look around the scoreboard, because I'm not going to get into the semantics of the review here. I don't think they're going to find anything, but maybe they can. Earlier today, St. Martin's had a favor done to them by Seattle Pacific University. Seattle Pacific beat Montana State Billings. The St. Martin's only hope at a three-peat is if Billings loses all of their remaining games, the Saints win all of their remaining games. One of 6 things that needs to happen has happened with SPU beating Montana State Billings. Anchorage also defeated Western Oregon. And Western Washington and Central Washington are playing in a rivalry game up in Bellingham. And right now, I don't think anything's being called. The only thing they're doing is making sure that Hopkins comes out because he was staying down due to an injury. In comes Mowich Kakjani. Let's talk about Kakjani here. His story is one of the more unique stories that you're ever going to see in a college basketball game, as Muhammad tries for 3 and drains it, 32-19. Scoreboard marked it as a 2, but I'm pretty sure that was a 3. That looked like clearly from distance. Caden Hansen puts it in. 34-18 is the score as of right now. Kakjani, as Muhammad will try again from three-point land. Missed that one. Poked around. Greeley grabs it. Kakjani originally from South Sudan, which, if your geography is not that good, it is in Africa. His hometown listed as Fengak, South Sudan. He started playing basketball in 2010. And he moved with his family, some of his family, to Kenya. Of course, his first sport was soccer, which it is for a lot of kids in that region of the world. His whole family was, and the way he put it, it wasn't their decision to leave. They were fleeing, refugees of conflict in South Sudan. One of his favorite basketball players growing up was Hakeem Olajuwon. As they fixed the score, it is now 34-19. He got a chance to move to Indianapolis as this is nearly a 5-second violation into Hansen, as I'm going to try and tell the story as this game continues. Put up and goes down for Miles Samuels. Kakjani went to the International School of Indiana, continued to play basketball. Obviously, Indiana, for a lot is seen as kind of the heartland of basketball. Missed shot, Kyle Greeley the rebound. And as Kyle Greeley lays it up and in, 19-point lead for the Saints. They're doubling up. If you can see Kakjani out there, which he's actually not on the floor anymore, so great time for me to tell this story as he is now departed. Essentially, to make this kind of story short, is he emailed Fairbanks coach Greg Sparling when he was looking at college options, and he emailed him because he was looking at a school with a petroleum engineering program. There aren't a lot of those. He found Fairbanks. Kick out for three. Tyke Thompson missed it. Rebound by Samuels, who was going to get the assist if that shot went in. Instead, he'll get an offensive rebound. Samuels now in the ISO. Turnaround. Got it to go. Rattled home. Kakjani emailed Sparling. He said, I'm 6'11", and that's pretty much all you need to say at that point. And next thing you know, he made his way up to Fairbanks, and he is the longest tenured Fairbanks player. Hopefully we'll see more of him in the second half. As Hopkins makes it with 5 seconds to go. Caden Hansen will now have a heave at the buzzer. Missed it. Just missed it. 40-21 at the halftime break. We'll take a quick break on the Saints Digital Network. When we come back, we got half number 2 of Senior Night, the final game at Marcus Pavilion this season. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back on the other side of halftime. Oh, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The second half of the St. Martin Saints and the Alaska Fairbanks Nanuks. It is a St. Martin's dominated first half. 40-21 is the score right now. St. Martin's looking very crisp on defense throughout that half. The problem is the three-pointers. They've hooked up 21. They have made one of their last 11 and 4 out of the total 21 shots. They've forced 14 turnovers, 13 of those coming in the first 10 minutes. They've only committed 5 turnovers, excuse me. I was just talking about how my vision was so good with our stream producer, Sydney Henderson, in a facetious way. And here I am, not being able to read the computer that is about 2 feet in front of my face. 40-21, the score line. Points leaders, Abdullahi Muhammad's about the only guy that has scored any points for Fairbanks. He's got 12. Anderson has 5. B. Real and Hopkins each have a bucket. The Saints, well, everybody scored except for Marcus Linker that has touched the floor. Marcel Stevens with 8. Caden Hansen with 7. Ty Thompson 5. Shaquem, Kyle Greeley, Miles Samuels, Jay Shaw Moore with 4. Skinny Stokes with a bucket a pop. Ball will be inbounded to DeMarcus Hall. Scriven, we are underway here in half number 2. Trey Anderson with it. This is B Real. Steps into it, but then passes out of it. Three-pointer on the way, in and out. Rebound goes to Kyle Greeley. Skinny will turn up court. Oh, what a pass. Just makes it look so easy. That one missed. Offensive rebound, Greeley. An easy putback. 42-21. A subplot throughout the rest of this season. As that one's nearly taken away by the Saints. Nearly taken away again. Now Scriven picks it up. Subplot throughout the remainder of this season will be the GNAC Player of the Year conversation as Marcel Stevens gets it forward to Skinny after a steal. Skinny goes off the backboard in with the dunk. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to need to pick me up off the floor. My brain was consuming that as we're going to watch a replay right now. My brain was consuming that, and when I saw it leave his hand, as you see the initial steal by Stevens, I thought, hey, this is a bad layup. That looked really off. No, it is an off-the-backboard slam-a-jamma by the big man, the vision of Jaden Nielsen-Skinner to put it on a platter for the big man out of the Virgin Islands. Wow. Immediately, acting head coach Drew Hedman calls a timeout. He said, yeah, we're good. We are good. That's a really smart timeout. I'm just staying with you through this timeout because this is fun. Takes the air out of the gym. As smart as that timeout, the reason why he called it is because it takes the air out of the gym. And again, another moment where I wish the baseball team was here. I hope some of them might be like watching on the bus or something on their way back from Oregon, that they just finished up a doubleheader against Linfield University. Because as much as our student section is so great, those guys bring a different energy to it. And Aaron Landon notices it, and he says he specifically loves it when the baseball team is here, and they would have been patting their heads a lot about the slam-a-jamma from Shaquem. Quickly up the floor, and oh no. That ball went right through the hands of Nick Hopkins, who was thinking about how he was going to try and score a bucket over Shaquem. Instead, he gets the Saints possession. 44-21. The score line, Kyle Greeley to Shaquem. Now Tyke with it. Tyke stops, pulls up from the elbow, in and out. Shaquem nearly grabs the offensive rebound, but it goes off of Muhammad into the hands of B Real. Now B Real staring down the 2-3 zone. Out to Anderson. Anderson transferred from Green River College. Mentioned so many transfers, just 2 players that are not transfers. It's Josh Davis and then the aforementioned Kokjiani, who I mentioned has had a journey to get here, but not one that involved transferring colleges. A foul on Paul Scriven. It'll be the first of the half. The other player who has started his career at Alaska Fairbanks is Josh Davis, who is from Anchorage, Alaska. A fair amount of Alaska kids. I'm counting 5 on the squad. Don't really think of basketball first when you think of the last frontier. Think of hockey, which I mentioned in the women's game, but I'll mention again on this game. Alaska Fairbanks hockey team making national news, at least in the hockey world, last night when one of the bigger college hockey brawls broke out at the end of their game against Arizona State University. Tyke Thompson running all the way around, getting into Stokes, getting it back, and he goes to the hoop, counted and 1. Tyke Thompson probably ran a total of a mile in the span of the 30 seconds sprinting around the court. Just going back and forth and back and forth. I think he was thinking about a poster. But then he just said, and 1 gets you more points. At least the opportunity for it. 46-21 the scoreline. Saints have started this half on a 6-0 scoring run. It will not be 7-0, at least not at this point. Rebound, Be Real after the missed free throw. Nguyen brings it up. Nguyen comes all the way from California. One of the closest times he'll play at home. This is Be Real under the basket, double team, flips it out. Evans with the steal. Evans is going to have a wide open layup. That's how the 2-3 zone can ding you. You think you see an open guy and you don't. Or at least the Saints evaporate that possibility. Hopkins under the basket. Great defense by Stokes to stop any opportunity there. Rebound, Greeley after the miss, Muhammad 3. 48-21. Stokes tries a 3, missed it. Hopkins rebound, gets it to a win. Tell you what, the Saints have a lot more fans as Be Real goes to the hoop, gets a foul call. Saints have a lot, and I mean a lot more fans in the building than the Nanuks had the last time that they faced off up in Fairbanks. It was a fairly empty gym up there as the Saints carried the #1 ranking into their Alaska trip. They scraped out a win against Fairbanks before falling to Anchorage on Saturday. Both free throws are made. Like I was saying, a lot more fans in the building here than there was in Fairbanks. The thing is, there was one Fairbanks fan, and they didn't have a broadcaster, so you could hear the open mic and just get a full filling of what the fans had to say. There was one Fairbanks fan that was absolutely losing his mind as a foul is going to be called. One Fairbanks fan losing his mind, just like they weren't even, they were, it was more annoying than anything else. I hope that Fairbanks fan is watching to understand that mic was open and you could just hear him kind of hurling, sometimes stupid, sometimes I think intentionally childish things. I didn't hear anything that like crossed the line or anything, but it was really rough to watch. I know a lot of Saints fans muted the broadcast. I'm sure even maybe some Alaska fans might have muted the broadcast and just watched that baby on mute because it's a tough pill to keep listening to the open stream, even though it's nice to hear something. Three-pointer by Be Real there makes it a 22-point game. Skinny will try for 3, and he splashes it home. 51-26, the Saints continuing a trend of nearly doubling up Alaska Fairbanks. Anderson to win. Back to Anderson, moves it around to be real. Muhammad comes up, wants to be a part of the party. Now to win, he'll try a long three. He gets it to go. Back to Stokes. Stokes with a pump fake. He drives to the hoop. Count it, and one for Nathaniel Stokes. That'll do for the first media timeout of this second half. We'll take a quick break on the Saints Digital Network. Welcome back, Nate Stokes. About to shoot a free throw. Scott Gladstone with you on the broadcast here. Missed free throw, rebound, be real. Pleasure to bring you this contest. Hopefully, Saints continue to roll here as they trap him in the corner there, nearly given away by TJ Doman. Transferred from Clackamas Community College. Clackamas, I think, not Clackamas. There is an A there. It's not a long A. Be real, out to the corner. To Doman, who looks at Muhammad. Muhammad out to the corner to win. He jab steps, then goes up. Great job by Nguyen to finish at the bucket there. Nguyen mentioned he's from California. He went to San Jose City College. Can you guess where that is located? I'll give you one guess. It's San Jose. Nate Stokes for three. Missed it. Offensive rebound, Marcel Stevens. Out to Tyke Thompson. Down to Stokes, who has Win on him. Offensive foul. Aaron Landon will give up his protestation as much as he can. 22-point lead for his Saints right now over Alaska Fairbanks. This is the performance that we've been looking for as the Saints continue to press. Aaron Landon still castigating the referee here as this one's thrown up. Missed by Hopkins. Fouls on Kyle Greeley. (53-31) scoreline. 2 shots for Hopkins. Mentioned in the first half, Hopkins is just over a 50% free throw shooter. And he makes the first there. Probability would say, if he's right around 50%, that he would miss this next one. Will the numbers lie? They will. A made free throw. It is a 20-point lead for SMU, 14 and change to go. Three-pointer by Greeley. Got it. Ball pushed up ahead to Be Real. Lost. Grabbed back. Be Real Did he just do a front flip? What the heck just happened there? I don't know how B Real came up to his feet. That was absurd. I just saw his legs flying all over the place. A foul was called at the end of it. But in the corner of my vision, something weird was happening with Jason B Real. I'm glad he's okay as Skinny goes up top to make this layup with contact all around him. And a foul on the Saints there. He just kind of did a forward somersault and then popped back up out of it as I look back on the. But, man, that was like a gymnast or something. I think they sponsor gymnastics at Alaska Anchorage. I don't think they do at Fairbanks. But, man, if they think about starting one up, maybe just a club team, B-Real might have a future in that. The Tulsa, Oklahoma native. 58-33, Saints ahead. No in with it. Still facing down the zone. They go up top, trying that alley-oop type look. As then a missed shot there. Still fighting for rebounds. Hopkins comes down with it and eventually puts it up and in. To the cross court, now to Stevens. Stevens wide open for three. Got it to go. That all started with the pass of Jaden Nielsen-Skinner going cross court to his Salem born and bred teammate, Tyke Thompson. His last time playing at Marcus Pavilion with him. And then Tyke Thompson makes the unselfish play, dishes it off to, as there's going to be a foul on Muhammad, I believe. Dished it off to Stevens, who splashed in the three. Final score from Bellingham, Washington. Rivalry game is won by Western Washington over Central. An 11-point victory for the Vikings. That continues to make this GNAC funnel for the 6 spots in the tournament even closer. Central Washington wants to play on their home floor, but they still got ways to clinch as Stevens tries again and hits again for 3. Saints up by 29 now. As B-Real gets it over and it's knocked out by Tyke Thompson. This lineup for the Saints right now is just playing out of their minds. Central Washington right now is the number 4 spot in the tournament. Alaska Anchorage is 5, Seattle Pacific at 6. Western Washington right now on the outside looking in, but it is tight. Fairbanks is in the conversation too, but a loss tonight is going to put them very nearly eliminated. I don't believe officially eliminated. Not yet. As that one's missed. Offensive rebound by B-Real. Counted and one. B-Real, who also attended San Jose City College, reached for the stars on that offensive board and pulled it down. That breaks up a 6-0 run by the Saints. Nate Stokes, senior on the St. Martin squad, has fouled out of this game. Usually you don't see foul trouble this early. Stokes is gone. And for Nate Stokes, somebody who I haven't talked about a lot tonight, he's a 2-time transfer, played at both Coppin State and Bryant University. He has seen quite a bit in his collegiate career. And for somebody like him to find a home the last 2 years as Stevens tries again for 3, that's a heat check, missed, out of bounds. Nanuks ball. For somebody like him who's been 3 different locations, it's tough to see him go out this early, but man, it was a great season and a great finish to his career, coming on and playing 13 minutes and producing quite a bit with 2 steals, 3 rebounds, and 4 points. Nate Stokes fouls out. We will take a quick break on the Saints Digital Network. Welcome back. 11:55 to go. 64-38. St. Martin's has the lead. Nanuks ball. Worked around to win. To the corner. Now back to Nguyen. This is Anderson. Anderson with it up top. Guarded by Shaquem. This is a strategy a lot of teams try and use, which is trying to pull out Shaquem as he loses the ball, gets it back. It should be a jump ball. Saints ball. It'll stay with the Saints. Tyke Thompson will check out. As will Kyle Greeley. I don't think this is the final time they're going to step on the floor for SMU. I think Aaron Landon probably wants a little bit more of a procession and some pomp and circumstance when they step off Marcus Pavilion's floor for the first time, for the final time, I should say. As this one's down to Shaquem Alcindor, guarded by Hopkins. Fadeaway, in, out, missed. Stevens will get the offensive rebound. Samuels, now Stevens is wide open. He missed it. Rebound to win. Grabbed by Real, out to the corner, wide open for three. Got it. That's DeMarcus Hall-Scriven. Makes it a 23-point game. Caden Hansen inside. That was an awkward shot. He shot that with both hands, not his strong left hand, but he made it work. Ball's headed out to Hall-Scriven. He'll pull up, and he gets it to go. Back to a 23-point game. Samuels attacks the bucket, missed it. Rebound is grabbed eventually by B-Real. To the far corner. B-Real, fadeaway, nice shot by Jason B-Real. 66-45. Jay Sean Moore with it, working it around. Stevens. Stevens leads in terms of points today with 16. This one shot by Hansen, who misses it. Rebound, no win. B-Rio goes up and gets it to go. And Alaska Fairbanks has cut it to a within 20 game for the first time. All the way to the hoop. Caden Hansen makes it look so easy. 30-second timeout by the Saints. We'll stay with you on the Saints Digital Network. See if the GNAC site has updated the scores and thus updated the standings yet. They have not. They only got SPU and Alaska Anchorage punched in there. Northwest Nazarene defeated Simon Fraser by 6 up in Burnaby, British Columbia. That means the Saints and the Nighthawks will play next week in the finale, and I believe, I don't know what the tiebreaker is beyond head-to-head. I don't know it off the top of my head, but I believe that will be for a critical first-round bye. I know it will be for NNU, even if they lose against Western Oregon at home on Thursday. They will still have a chance, and the Saints win. Then it will be the Saints up by 1. The Saints, with a loss to NNU, it would even them back up record-wise, and NNU has the head-to-head because then it would be a 2-0 season series. Saints know that they need to beat NNU on Saturday, no matter what, to have a chance of getting that first-round bye in the GNAC tournament. Down under, Jay Sean Moore and Shaquem. Now under, nice find to get it to Hopkins, who puts it in. Back to a 19-point game. 8 minutes and 45 seconds to go. Count it and one. No, what? They're calling an offensive foul on Caden Hansen there. I think he must have risen above. I didn't have a great angle because we're right where the camera is, and he kind of covered up what happened on the other side of it. They're going to call an offensive foul on him. He made that bucket go down, though. That was pretty incredible, whether the foul was on him or against him. He took a lot of contact, or gave a lot of contact, and still put it in. And he's not a big guy, Caden Hansen. All for naught, though. One of those plays that looks real good but doesn't count. It's like when you have a beautiful pass or something in a football game and then it gets called holding or something on the play. Rebound goes to Hansen after that. Missed shot by Muhammad. To Samuels. Samuels stops, gets it down to Shaquem. Good defense by Hopkins there to stuff Shaquem. Hold him without a bucket on that one. Shaquem's mom making it out all the way from the Virgin Islands. Missed three. Rebound Marcus Lenker. Looks to Jay-Sean Moore, who loses it, gets it back, and then a tackle made. On the bottom of that one is Muhammad. He'll be dinged for the foul. That's Muhammad's fourth foul. Muhammad, for all the scoring that he does for this squad, he is the leading fouler as well. And I mentioned the fact that he was ejected. He was ejected in the game against Western Washington. He's now on 4 fouls and at risk of being sent to the showers early. The metaphorical showers. You don't get kicked off the bench if you foul out. In that game, he actually had the rare occurrence where he got 6 fouls because he fouled out with 5 fouls, and then he got a technical foul after he fouled out. So he still gets credit for that foul. That's 6 total fouls. Would you believe it? St. Martin's institutional advancement team welcomed out onto the field. Listen, this is the last basketball game. And from here on out, it will be calling field sports for me, I think. Unless I randomly call a basketball game before we get into the full swing of spring and summer. Welcomed out on the court was Renee Oram and McGraw Andres, who are members of the institutional advancement team here. Looking ahead to March 21st, that is 3-2-1 give. That is your chance to share in your philanthropic endeavors with St. Martin's University. We encourage you on that website or on that day to head to the 3-2-1 give website. It'll be apparent across all St. Martin's social media platforms. 3-2-1 give. It'll be a great chance to support your favorite St. Martin's teams, whether it's men's basketball, women's basketball, who won earlier tonight, men's soccer, who was honored for their 2009 Hall of Fame class. That one's a block 3. Samuels gets it back and can't make the layup. Lenker was fighting for the rebound. A foul is called on Lenker. Did he not have his hand clearly on the ball? At some point, his hand must have stopped being on the ball and started being on Hopkins. 1-and-1 will come with a chance for Fairbanks to crack 50. They will on the Hopkins free throw. Hopkins, a local kid, graduate of Wenatchee Valley College, where he played his JUCO ball. The senior is originally from Seattle, Washington. Missed that free throw. Shaquem Alcindor will get it. Hopkins inadvisedly goes for the steal, which he's quickly out-dribbled by as a slam by DeMarcus Hall-Scriven. The slamma-jamma makes it a 16-point game after it was an 18-point game. Heck of a highlight reel, but make sure you erase the score when you put it on your highlight reel. DeMarcus Hall Scriven. 68-52. 7:04 to go. Hanson will inbound. Greeley out there. Tyke Thompson out there. Shaquem Alcindor and Jaden Nielsen-Skinner. Salem trio out there. Will this be their final shift put together at Marcus Pavilion? Foul on Hopkins. As the headbanded big will send the Saints to the charity stripe for 1-on-1. Hopkins' third foul. Nope, his second foul. Hanson will shoot 1-on-1. On the season, Hanson, 73% free throw shooter. Misses it. It's 1-on-1. Tyke Thompson then will get fouled. Usually, you see people not go for the rebound too much. When it's a double bonus, they go for it still. That was the situation where Tyke Thompson was heads up, at least somewhat. He could have had an easy layup. He did glitch because that one's missed, and he was going up for the shot, so he gets two now. He was heads up to grab the rebound, and then he kind of glitched for a half second, saying, wait, shouldn't you guys be going for the rebound? As another missed free throw, and it works out all the same as Hanson will get the putback to put it in. The hardest path to 2 points is what the Saints took right there. Could have had it a lot easier. Hanson could have just made two free throws. This one's lobbed up, deflected out. Could have just had two free throws from Hanson. Or he could have missed that first free throw. Tyke Thompson could have just grabbed it, put it right back in, maybe even a slam-a-jamma. Or he could have just made both of his free throws. Instead, Hanson misses one. Tyke Thompson gets fouled. He misses both. Hanson says, okay, that's enough of that. 18-point lead for the Saints. With 6.5 to go. Short as the shot clock expires. Hanson will weave up court. He's got four players in his way, and Hopkins will commit the foul. 6:20 to go. Muhammad will check in for Hopkins. Both players are on 4 fouls. So Muhammad will come in with no room to spare. Hanson will shoot 1-and-1. Everybody, listen up. It's 1-on-1. That means try and get the rebound if he misses. Of course he won't. But it's very clear that it's 1-on-1 and people are going for the rebound. They're going to flush it right down now. No problem. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah. To give the Saints a 20-point lead, and he does. 72-52. 6:20 to go in this ball game. Want to notify you right now, stick around after the game, no matter what happens. We will talk to head coach Aaron Landon on the Saints postgame report presented by Blarney's. If the Saints win, we'll talk to at least one St. Martin's player. But I'll tell you what, on the women's side, Natalie Marlowe brought up all 6 players, and they're going to call a foul on Shaquem Alcindor because he refused to be posterized. I don't know what you're supposed to do if somebody's trying to dunk over the top of you, if not that. Third foul on Shaquem. First free throw by Muhammad. Gets it to go. Abdullahi Muhammad, already mentioned, transfer from Eastern Washington. He is also a Seattle, Washington kid. Second free throw is good. 18-point lead. Jaden Nielsen-Skinner will bring it up. 5 on the floor for the Saints. Hanson, Thompson, Skinny, Greeley, and Shaquem. All but Hanson are seniors. Loops this one up. Offensive rebound by Shaquem, and he's fouled going up. I think he wanted to throw that one down. And that option is retorted to the tune of a foul. Might have been a similar situation where he got a foul called on him on the other side, where what else are you supposed to do if you're about to get posterized? Free throws missed by Shaquem. On the season, Shaquem Alcindor is a 68% free throw shooter. Pretty good for a big. And I'll jinx him as he misses both. Especially a big with Shaq in his name. Shaquem. Got to fight against the powers that be, right? Over the top. Now down under. Hall Scriven misses that one. Rebound, Tyke Thompson. I wonder if Thompson's flirting with a double-double at all. He is with 9 rebounds, 7 points. Needs a 3, though. Come on, Tyke. No, it's not going to be 3. This one goes down the court. Greeley blocks it. Oh, looked like he had a clean block, but they'll call a foul as B Real spins around on the ground. Shaquem Alcindor will eventually help him up. 5 minutes on the dot to go. 2 shots coming for B Real. B Real is 72% free throw shooter. Long way from home up in the Northwest. Whether it be here in Lacey, Washington, or all the way up in Fairbanks. Obviously a little bit longer in Fairbanks. A lot different climate than his home in Tulsa as well. But you got to do what you got to do to play ball, right? This one's made as well. It is a 16-point lead for SMU. Under 5 to go. Saints can't take their foot off the gas. Not yet, as Fairbanks refuses to go away. Inside, wraparound, missed. Still live, and Hansen gets it back. Skinny will get it. Greeley will try from 3. Can't get it to go. Rebound goes to Hall Scriven. To the corner, grabbed by Paul Johnson, who's in the game. D3 transfer for the University of Puget Sound. Ball is on the ground. Shaquem Alcindor eventually gets it, and gets it to Skinny, who pushes it up floor. Skinny all the way. He gets it to go. Another difficult shot by Jaden Nielsen-Skinner, but we see it too often from the Saints point guard. Missed shot there. Good defense by Shaquem Alcindor, using his big body to get in the way. Between the legs, and it's a foul. He just went between the legs like we are in a park in the middle of Oregon's capital. Like he's out there playing on the pavement with Tyke Thompson and Kyle Greeley. He went between the legs to Shaquem Alcindor, who was fouled going up. We'll take a quick break, our final media timeout of the 2023-2024 season on the Saints Digital Network. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. 3 minutes and 59 seconds to go of men's basketball here. Basketball period at Marcus Pavilion, St. Martin's basketball. And it's hard to summarize this season for both the men's and women's basketball team. I tried to do all I could in the women's game to do there, so I won't try anymore. But I will say Shaquem Alcindor has 2 free throws here after getting fouled. Misses the first. This men's season, it ain't over. These guys are going to have a chance to compete both at the GNAC tournament and most likely the NCAA tournament. Second free throw made by Shaquem, 75-56. It is a team that has 7 seniors on it. 2 of them are going to be very close to shoo-ins to the St. Martin's Hall of Fame. We just recognized 2 players in the Hall of Fame today, or two different entities. I guess the 2009 men's soccer team and the outstanding cross-country runner that was Shannon Porter. 3-pointer on the way, missed. Caden Hansen's going to get the rebound as nobody was there. Caden Hansen from way downtown, he missed it. Kyle Greeley fights for the offensive rebound. Tyke Thompson will end up getting it. He'll try for 3. That one's missed. Shaquem goes over the back of Hall Scriven and under the basket. Tyke Thompson makes it. Wow. 21-point lead for the Saints as floater is in and out by Hall Scriven. Rebound grabbed and then sent to Hopkins, who makes the and one. 2 crickets here at Marcus Pavilion. That was the most anticlimactic and one that I think I've ever seen. Hansen will get the call. Like I was saying, the senior class led by 2 seniors in Kyle Greeley and Tyke Thompson, who would get my vote for the SMU Hall of Fame as soon as they are eligible, which is 5 years from now. So it will be 2029 that they will be eligible, as this one's missed. Rebound by Hopkins, who steps by the 3-point line. Gets it out to Hall Scriven. He'll try a 3. Shaquem will get the rebound. Gets it to Thompson. Thompson will slow it up, get it over high half court, as then he'll kick it out to Hansen, who will get it to Skinny. 2.5 to go. Behind those 2, there's a 5-year player, and as Shaquem puts it up and misses, there's a 5-year player, Marcus Lenker, who has absolutely grinded. He's one of the hardest workers you see. He is always in this gym, as Muhammad will take a foul, go to the line. He is one of 6 ever 4-time All-Academic, 4-time All-Academic GNAC selections. Incredibly smart, and that's one of the first things and the last things that you got to say about him is he's going to be very successful in something that probably doesn't involve basketball in the future. Muhammad's free throw is good. 4 fouls on Shaquem Alcindor now. As B-Real comes back in for Doman. Lenker also has put in a lot of work. 5 total years of action for the Saints. As Muhammad misses it, rebound goes to Kyle Greeley. Behind Lenker as Thompson goes in and out. There is 2 transfers in Shaquem Alcindor. As Thompson goes, misses it, rebound Hopkins. Shaquem Alcindor and Nate Stokes, who have been incredible additions to replace the likes of Brett Reed and Marky Adams, who graduated 2 years ago. Head coach Aaron Landon, as that's going to be a block and a goaltend. Shaquem Alcindor will foul out. That is his final play that he makes at Marcus Pavilion. Also checking out of the game is Kyle Greeley, as well as Tyke Thompson, Jaden Nielsen-Skinner. Saints will bring on 3 of their seniors here. Marcus Linker, the one I was just talking about as well, he's on the floor. And then you mentioned the 2 guys that have fouled out tonight, Shaquem and Nate, the big guys that have contributed heavily to the interior presence of the Saints. Behind that, there is some key contributors. That one's missed. Goes around to be real eventually, who will put it up and miss it. Corey Schramm eventually hauls down the rebound, and a jump ball will stay with the Nanuks. There's 2 key contributors that really, a lot of their contributions have come off the court. They've had limited time on the court. A JUCO transfer and Bryson Dillenworth, who you see out there wearing the number 24 jersey. And Josh Camper, who's right behind Nick Hopkins right now. And he's on the ball playing defense. This one's down under the basket. Count it, and 1 for Trey Anderson. As our refs clearly don't have a dinner date after this. 9.5 to go. Or 9:31 on the clock, I should say, the time clock here. A 14-point game. 1:36 to go on the game clock. As Anderson will make the free throw. Hopkins out, running the full court press. Bryson Dilworth will bring it up. Dilworth is fouled. And Dilworth will get a chance to go to the line in his final appearance at Marcus Pavilion. Dilworth, if you ask anybody on this team, he's kind of the comedian of this team. He is, from what I know, incredibly funny, but funny in a very odd way. He misses that first free throw. Odd and good. And he's just incredibly nice, incredibly gregarious. So get a second chance to put one in here, and he does. You just hear the crowd right now. People know Bryson Dilworth, and they appreciate him being able to score a point on his senior night. Fairbanks going to do all they can to make this game go a little bit longer, as Muhammad will be sent back by Corey Schramm. Trayshawn Moore will help take it up, gets it to Dilworth. To the quarter, Linker. Love a Josh Camper bucket on his senior night. They get it to Camper. And Trayshawn Moore now Linker. Linker scoring wouldn't be that bad either. Dilworth, first 3! You would have thought we just won the conference championship if you just walked into that gym and heard the noise. Missed shot, rebound, Linker, under a minute to go. Linker to the corner, Camper, he tries it. Camper for 3! The 2 guys who I mentioned, their contributions to this team are so much off the court. They produce a triple each in the dying moments. Be Real puts it on the ground, guarded by Schramm, fades away, can't get it to go. Another rebound for Marcus Linker. Dilworth will slowly bring it up the floor. Now quickly gets it out to Camper, who almost just heat checked himself. Instead, he'll poke it over, and that one goes. This place is going nuts for these 2. Josh Camper, I was going to say my Dilworth story. Dilworth, he missed media day. He had to come in and take a picture at a different time. Our camera person, Shannon, was coming way out of her way to take the pictures for us. And I just remember he came up, three-pointer on the way, and good from DeMarcus Hall, Scriven. And he came up, and he immediately, first time meeting her, she just wanted to say hi. I kind of introduced them so he could take his picture. And he said hi, and then he said, I'm a hugger, and immediately went in for a hug, and just so gregarious. And that's the kind of products that these guys get at St. Martin's University. Ball game 86 to 67. St. Martin's wins. 7 seniors that have been absolute class over their time at St. Martin's University have a dream finish to their career here at Marcus Pavilion. Once again, their season is not over. They have 2 more games left in the regular season. They have at least 2 games that they want to play at the conference tournament. Could be up to 3, depending on what happens the rest of the year. And this team very likely will play in an NCAA tournament. That will be coming up in just a few weeks if all goes right. We'll take a quick break on the Saints Digital Network. When we come back, we'll talk with head coach Aaron Landon and hopefully at least one of his seniors, maybe more. We'll be right back on the Saints Digital Network. Sky Gladstone here with head coach Aaron Landon on the Saints postgame report presented by O'Blarney's. Coach, I think I sent a comrade down there in Moose to get all the seniors, trying to ask you to get all the seniors. So now they're all coming up anyway. So
that's all right.
We'll have to deal with them.
Saturday, we don't have class tomorrow.
Well, yeah, we don't have when Natalie sent up 6 seniors, we had a men's game to go afterwards, so I had to really kind of limit them. We got all the seniors up here. Obviously, right next to him, Kyle Greeley and Tyke Thompson.
You got to give us some locker room time tonight. If you go with the,
it'll be.
If this is a round table thing, none of us will.
It'll be quick pops.
That's all good.
So, Aaron, let's start off with just this game. I got to ask one question about the game, which is you start off out ahead early offensively, but you forced 13 turnovers in the first 10 minutes. When we think about trying to get this team back on track, the offense, you want that. But what was it about that defensive effort and getting that zone to work and just absolutely rattling Fairbanks early that impressed you about the start tonight?
Yeah, I don't want to credit the zone. It was just these guys on the glass. I really thought that we did a great job addressing the concerns that we had around that team, who leads the GNAC in conference games with offensive rebounding percentage. So they gather 35% of their misses And then they lead the GNAC in rebounding margin, and we've been talking a lot about that in practice. The traits of our wins have been attached to rebounding margin more than anything else. So I love the way that we rebounded. I love the way that we hit the offensive glass. That's a really, really good rebounding team, and just incredibly proud that we sort of kept that as our main focus tonight.
I'm going to ask you now about all your seniors. I'm going to split it up because there's 7 guys to talk about. I'm going to start with these 2 in front here, Josh Camper and Bryson Dilworth.
Yeah, those 2. Josh has got a black shirt on. Come on, man. You got to tell him to fix it.
These 2 guys.
Would you run back and put that thing on?
When they came on the floor at the end of the game there, I said most of their contributions have been off of the floor. We haven't got to see what they do in practice, what they contribute, just to the energy and the mentality of this team. What can you say about these 2 guys, not only for all they contribute, but also, getting the crowd fired up? You would have thought we just won a trophy or something when they hit their threes there at the end of the game. It could just tell how much this community, the St. Martin student section, everybody that knows them is cheering for them. What is it about these 2 guys that are special? They're
awesome, but I don't even want to make it about their personalities. Hopefully you guys can explain to him how hard it is to be completely ice cold, no warm-up, to come in. No, I mean, seriously, do you know how hard it is to hit a rhythm shot or any shot when you haven't warmed up? That's the type of thing, maybe it's lost on a non-basketball player shooting so hard.
I was somebody that rode the bench.
Starters got to warm up, man. You saw how they shot it, so these dudes are probably thinking, yeah, get those starters out, let us shoot. These dudes don't shoot. Sorry.
A guy like Marcus Lenker over there, one of 6 players to be a 4-time All-Academic guy. Obviously, he's contributed a lot on the floor as well. What does a guy like Marcus bring to this team?
Honestly, academics is sort of a given in our program. The way that we start each year, and I would say sort of the core of the program is based around academics. The way these guys are disciplined, the way that they're self-driven, the way that they're organized, their attention to detail, they're smart, all that stuff. Those are traits of a great student, but it's also the way that we play basketball. We try to be smart. We try to be efficient. We try to play the game the right way and, be smart, be disciplined, and have a great attention to detail. So just, all these guys, and you're asking about Marcus, his endeavors as a student, it carries over to who he is as a player. Just everything from his work ethic to his intelligence and all the grit and all the late nights, that transfers over to basketball and really any other life skill.
After your first conference championship 2 years ago, you had Brett Reed and Marky Adams, 2 bigs that you needed to find somebody that could replace them. Nate Stokes and Shaquem Alcindor, you found them in the portal. They came here. Nate, he was coming home. He's a Tacoma kid. Shaquem, he's coming further away from home. What have those 2 brought to the table to be able to find some physicality in the middle?
Yeah, they've just been awesome in terms of they walked into a team that had a lot, had a lot of really good pieces, and they just didn't come in with their own agenda. And that's what winners do. They take a look around, they recognize that there's a bunch of great pieces in place, and then they sort of find where they fit in. They're each really unique, different than each other, but that's really good because on different nights you have to play different ways. You have to play a different style against specific teams in our conference. And so they've really allowed us the flexibility to do that. Shaquem's obviously a traditional back-to-the-basket 5, and Nate, we pop him out a lot, play a lot of 5-out with him in the game. So they've given us great flexibility. They've given us great character. They've given us reliable students. They're both on track to graduate. We'll celebrate them here in a couple months, and just grateful to have those guys. The five-man's a really hard position to recruit.
Finally,
they can hear all this nonsense. You guys know it's all getting picked up.
Finally, you got 2/3 of the Salem trio right here. Kyle Greeley, when he was introduced out, and I wrote the script, so I know it word for word, but I said he's one of the most prolific scorers in SMU history over the past 3 seasons. And then Tyke Thompson, who comes in and he brings so many tools. And in your time coaching him, first at the JUCO level and then here, he's continued to be a thorn in sides of people that are trying to game plan for your teams. These 2 guys and the legacy they have left in this program, what does that mean to you?
Everything. I said in the beginning of the year when we were at the tip-off banquet. I feel like a lot of these seniors like pulled me and our program from the flames. We were in a really bad spot. Tyke was with us that year. Marcus was with us that year. We were 6-23, dead last place. So you're in a whole bunch of trouble. So, Kyle ran in and, joined a losing program. I don't know what our record was, but it was really bad. Like over those first 2 years, the year and the COVID year. So, just their desire to want to come and build something from scratch. There's just not many people out there that are into that. A lot of guys want to walk in and get rewarded and run into a winning program. Not that that's what our transfers are, now, but it honestly, it should be recognized that, like, he joined our program when we were in last place, and he was getting recruited by all the other programs in the conference. So,
finally, just to leave this and look to the future, the season's not done. The rest of the season comes away from home. When the final game is finished at the end of the season, what do you want to be able to look back on and say about this team and what they've accomplished this year, whenever that end of season comes?
Just that we kept improving. Like, I don't know, it's so far away. We talked the other night after a loss about, like, getting back on track, and I don't see things or, like, the world competing that way. I never felt like we were on track totally, to be honest. I just felt like we were just a team that needs to improve like everybody else. And so it was never about being on track, off track. It was just like I didn't feel like we were improving at the rate that the other teams in the league were improving, and that was stressful. So, a win doesn't necessarily, like, put you back on track or anything. We're trying to get better before we leave for Ellensburg on Wednesday. And we can take a lot of these things that happened tonight, and there's sort of hints around what we can do better and what we can become. And so at the end of the year, I guess the greatest thing, we have goals and we would love to do some special stuff with this group, but to sort of have our final word with the GNAC, we need to improve. And that's just how you have to show up and work. That's truly what a blue-collar person does. They just show up, do their job, and they try to get a little bit better at it each day. So that's what I hope the story is at the end of the year, is just how much better we got during the final stretch of the season, which with a bunch of old guys that weren't comfortable topping out, that just wanted to keep getting better.
Thank you very much, Coach.
You want me to just pass this around?
Yeah. We'll quick fire him, and we'll get him to the locker room, too. All right, Bryson, let's step up. Bryson.
Yeah. Whoa, this is weird. Sorry.
Yeah, you can hear yourself, right?
Yeah.
Your coach said he wanted me to ask you about coming in cold. How hard is that? Especially, you're somebody that's been balling all your life, right? But it's still, you're coming in cold to this game. You hit that free throw, you kind of start to get there, okay, and then hitting the three in front of the student section. Place goes nuts. Coming in cold and then hitting a big three. How's that feel?
It feels great because when I come in the game, I already know I'm a spark plug. So it's like, no, I'm joking, but it feels great. It's pretty fun. It's fun to get out there and actually go on the court, hit a three, and interact with my student section, friends, family, whatever that's in the stands. But yeah, it feels great, honestly.
And finally, I'm going to ask this question to everybody, so everybody better come up with a unique answer. But what has playing basketball at St. Martin's and just throughout your career, what has that meant to you?
Honestly, it means a lot because not only do I consider a lot of my basketball teammates family, but I go through with them with the grind every single day. So, like, it just really means a lot to be on the team, to have a selective family that I get to be a part of and see every day. And I wouldn't rather go through it with anybody else, honestly.
Thanks very much, Bryson. Hand it off to Josh over here. Josh, you come in, you hit that three. Were you trying to match Bryson, or were you trying to
Definitely.
The fact you put in a long time here. You came in here. Your first season, I believe, was the COVID season, so you didn't get a fall. You didn't get a full schedule. In terms of just what playing college ball, especially coming out of COVID, and with this team that is kind of flipped the program from that last place when you were coming in to the first place and the threat they've been throughout the past couple of years. What has playing on this team taught you just about resiliency in your journey, just as a human or a basketball player?
If you put in the work, you'll get rewarded. That's probably the biggest lesson I learned here.
And finally, another question, same question to you. What is playing basketball at St. Martin's meant to you?
It's meant a lot. Basketball is pretty much my whole life, so it felt good to play in college.
Appreciate you, Josh. Congratulations. Shaquem, step in here. We'll keep it short for you, Shaquem. I know you don't like interviews. First, I got to ask a question about that alley-oop from Skinny. At what point did you realize he was going to throw it off the backboard to you?
Oh, when he first caught it.
Yeah, you know what's coming?
Yeah. We looked at each other. It was like, we know what we have to do.
I'll just give it to you quick. What is playing basketball at St. Martin's meant to you? You're not. Some of these guys have come across the country a little ways, like Miles Samuels. He comes from Florida, right? You're even farther away, playing so far away from home. What has this experience meant to you? Finish out your college career here.
It's been a great experience. It allows me to expand my education, meet new people, and it's just a great place to be at.
Thank you very much. Been a pleasure to watch you play.
Thank you.
Marcus, step up. Marcus, I mentioned to your head coach, you are the one of 6 players that is a 4-time all-academic selection in the GNAC. Of course, you want to be successful. I know you're one of the hardest workers on the court, and the time that you put in. I don't know how you have time to do school as well, but just being able to lead kind of the academic side of this team and at a school like this, what has that meant to you?
For me, it's just always, I always give like my hardest and like as well as I can do in everything I do. So like for me, it's like I'm gonna work out as much as I can, improve as much as I can, but then like academically, like that's another priority of mine. So like for me, like I've had a lot of very late nights studying, sacrificing a lot of times from like hanging out with friends. Like even asked a bunch of my teammates, they've stopped inviting me to a lot of stuff just because they're like, oh, he's always going to do homework. So like, and like that's a sacrifice that I chose to make, but like I'm happy with the outcome. I'm happy with where I'm at.
And finally, you've been a long-time member, and you saw this team go from what they were in Coach Landon's first year to what they are now.
Yeah.
What has being a part of this family, this basketball family, meant to you?
It's meant a lot. Starting from pretty much the bottom, like there's only one way to go from there. So it's been great. It's meant a lot to me. Like all the friendships I've met, and like the other brothers I've met. It's just been great to be a part of all of this and the culture that's been established and created. It's great.
Thank you very much, Marcus. We'll hand it over to Nate here.
Yep.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Nate, step up. Nate, you're from the area.
Yeah.
But you transferred twice, and you've just kind of made your way back home.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to have this homecoming over the past 2 years, how important was it for you to find a place where you could fit as much as St. Martin's with a coach like Coach Landon and teammates like these?
To me, it was really important, being at Bryant and at Coppin State, both on the East Coast. My friends, family never got to really see me play unless they really made a big trip out there. And just to look up in the stands and see all my family tonight, it really meant a lot to me. And just being home is something that grounds you, being all academic, I think, is a testament to that, being somewhere where everything around me is constant, familiar, and I can just kind of put my head down and put the work in and lean back on being in this area with people that ground me, coaches, teammates, everybody that kind of keeps me grounded. So I think it was really important for me.
And finally, as it goes on, what are this team's goals kind of throughout the rest of this season? How do you put it? Obviously, there's concrete goals, winning, the conference championship tournament in Ellensburg in 2 weeks. But what do you want to see out of this team in the final couple weeks?
I think just stay hungry. I think for us, we obviously set our goals in the beginning of the year, and I think we kind of earned the right to set those goals. But for us, we got 3 regular season games, or two regular season games left. And I think for me personally, and everybody would agree, I think is to just take each one game at a time, get back to the drawing board, get gritty, and improve each game, because we have a lot of things we need to work on to kind of sew up some issues that we've been lacking in the last couple games before we get to the playoffs. So we're treating these last 2 games kind of like they are the playoffs already, to kind of test ourselves, push ourselves to see if we will be ready for those late games. And that's something that we want to do at St. Martin's, is start to have success in March. And, yeah, I know everybody's kind of in the same mind space with that.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Nate.
Appreciate it.
Kyle, you're up now. Wanted to save you guys for last because I said during the game, I think, we had the Hall of Fame, Hall of Honor ceremony, and I think you guys are both going to be very qualified candidates for that in 5 years when you become eligible. It's a long way out, and, you probably forget about it and then get a call one day from somebody. But when you enter the transfer portal after Portland State and you were deciding where to come, Kyle, obviously linking up with a guy like Tyke was a big part of it, but when you made that decision to come to St. Martin's University, what were your hopes, and how did that line up to the reality that you got?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I got in the portal knowing I have 3 years to play, so it's just kind of surreal right now. It kind of feels like a blink of an eye. But, yeah, Tyke's the only reason I first came here, to be honest. We were best friends since we were probably 10. Growing up, always talking about playing high school together, and then college one day, and then pro, and, those were kind of fantasies that we didn't know if those would come true. And so, we just decided, like, hey, let's do this. We both have 3 years left. Let's team up. I didn't know it would lead to, 2 championships. And then, obviously, we're trying to chase a lot still in this season left. But, yeah, it's just kind of crazy. 3 years went by like that. And, I didn't know I'd build such a special relationship with Coach Landon and Coach Ty that'll go beyond basketball. So it's just been so special.
Couple times tonight, actually fair amount tonight throughout the season, you, Tyke, and Skinny, Jaden Nielsen-Skinner, were on the floor together. That trio, that partnership, and kind of how that's captured, kind of this Saints faithful. It's just such a small community. We're not the 20,000 whatever plus student body that Western Washington or Simon Fraser whatever has. But all these old-timers, the students, whatever, have kind of fallen in love with this trio and love watching you three play together. What has that connection on the court and being able to expand it into all the Saints men's basketball players that you played with, what has that meant to you?
Yeah, basketball is such a small part of that. Those are 2 of my best friends. We all live together. And, yeah, it's crazy because we've had chemistry since the AAU days, and it's been a journey just to see that continue to fall into play in college. And then obviously this team especially, but the last 2 years, they've been special teams, and those bonds have grown off the floor as well. So as big as, the success of basketball has been, and like I said, we're still trying to chase a lot left, but it's the relationships outside of basketball that have been just as important.
Thank you very much. Congrats, Kyle, on a win on senior night. Last but not least, Tyke Thompson step in here. Kind of a similar question to what I asked Kyle. You had that rough first season that you were here under head coach Aaron Landon, and then you kind of, I don't know, it was kind of like assembling the Avengers or something when Samuel L. Jackson did it. You kind of did the same thing. You brought in Skinny and Kyle. You helped kind of bring them in, and then other good players fell in place around you. When you started your career and decided to follow Coach Landon here, how much of what you guys have achieved was what you were hoping for?
I think we all kind of had a vision. I wasn't exactly sure what it looked like out of high school. Coach Ty and Coach Landon were like 2 of the only coaches who gave me like a real opportunity, and I took it, kind of ran with that. Honestly, I followed them here after my freshman year at SPSCC, and then, yeah, I mean, I feel like we all had a vision. We weren't exactly clear on what it was going to be. I think we all knew, or I know Coach Landon and Coach Ty are both winners, and I like how they go about stuff, so I followed it and trusted along the way. Kyle and Skinny coming in obviously helps a lot, not only just for basketball, but friendships and bonds off the court and all that stuff. So I guess that's where I'd go with that.
And finally, just how hungry are you going forward as this season starts to trickle out, and eventually it'll be games that are win or go home? How hungry are you to make sure that this final season for St. Martin's and the final time that you're playing, at least at this level with Skinny and Kyle, how hungry are you to make sure that it goes as long as possible? What are we going to see out of you when Saints fans are going on the road to watch you or when they're tuning in on broadcast?
Yeah, just like you said, it's going to come to a point where it's win or go home. Leave it all out here. I know there's days that it's real hard in practice. You're exhausted. You're maybe butting heads with teammates, butting heads with coaches, but I know all that you're going to miss it. You're going to miss it one day. I mean, we live a really good life here. Probably complain too much, but yeah, I mean, we're going to be hungry. I think we got to just peak at the right time, and anything can happen. We've proven that before. Kind of on a little slump, I guess you could say. But yeah, if we got to figure it out, we will, and yeah, just give it our all.
All right, congrats, Tyke.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate you. Go hustle the locker room so Aaron doesn't yell at me for taking up too much of his time. That'll do it for the final game of basketball here at Marcus Pavilion in 2023 and 2024 season. The Saints win 86-67. Convincing win on senior night and a dream finish for the seniors of Marcus Linker, Bryson Dilworth, Josh Camper, Shaquem Alcindor, Nate Stokes, Kyle Greeley, and Tyke Thompson. Boom, locked in off the top of my head. This is my final game calling Saints basketball. It's been a pleasure. It's also our stream producer, Sydney Henderson's final game working Saints basketball game. She has put in so much work over the past 3 years, and the broadcast, just the improvement that you've seen throughout is all her, and I just blabber on in the corner of your ear, and you probably mute me half the time. So we've got to give credit to Sydney Henderson for leading the charge on making this stream better. Our statisticians, Ibrahim Mustafa and David Cano, they've put in incredible work to make sure the stats are almost all. I don't think I've had to make a stats change at home this year, which just shows how on it that those guys are. The incredible department here at St. Martin's University, all the way up to Athletic Director Steve O'Brien, Associate Athletic Director Chris Greger, Athletic Trainer, who's also an assistant AD, Isaac Tompkins, as well as our Senior Women's Administrator, Emily Tate. All of them make this broadcast possible. They make these games possible, and we would not be here without all their hard work. Once again, it's an honor to bring you my final game, watching the Saints. I'll be watching them on the road throughout this season. Make sure to follow SMUSaints.com for all the updates on where the Saints are heading as we move into the conference tournament the week after next, and then beyond that to the, hopefully, NCAA tournament, wherever that may be. Our cameraman is Zane Leposki, my color commentator all season. Pretty much nearly every men's game except for tonight was Lauren Morris, who was coming off a big win in the women's senior night, so she didn't join us. But she's been great. It's been an honor to have her a part of the broadcast. David Bocook has been a color commentator for the women's basketball broadcasts. And I think that about does it. There are too many thanks to give out for this season and making it possible. It's been a dream. It's been so fun. My name is Scott Gladstone. Once again, for our producer, Sydney Henderson, and everybody that makes this broadcast possible, we hope you have a great rest of your night. And stay safe out there. Hit it.